Transformers. Transformers started in 1984 and has continued to this very day. It's now the year of 2025. 41 years Transformers has been going on. And since then, Transformers have made thousands of different figures since the original 1984 show. And since the original 1986 movies have still continued to this day. Now, you might be wondering, why am I talking about this? You've seen the headline for this video? You've seen the title? So why am I telling you this? You know Transformers? Well, I'll tell you. To waste your goddamn time. Hello my fellow Cybertronians, Mr. Mighty here, back at it again with another Transformers video. This time, I want to be doing another Transformers collection update. So I did one last year, that was pretty good. Not much has changed in my collection, but I still want to do a collection update anyway, because I figured, you know what, why not? I want to do it. So here we are. And obviously you might see some changes from last year's video. So if you want to watch that video, links in the description down below. So let's get straight into it. Now first I want to show you the more animalistic Maximals, Dinobots and Predacons shelf. So here I have all Transformers that turn into animals, that are the categories of animals. Here we have the Maximals. In the back we have, if the camera focus, we have Tigertron, Rise of the Beast Cheetor, Optimus Primal from Rise of the Beast, Rise of the Beast Rhinox, Kingdom Rhinox, Rise of the Beast Airazor, Kingdom Airazor, Rat Trap, Dinobot, Rise of the Beast Mainline Rhinox, Kingdom Optimus Primal, Cheetor, Dragodon, and Wingfinger. So here are my Maximals. I try to keep them even between the Rise of the Beast and the Kingdom series, just for its, a little mix. And over here I have the Dinobots. Hopefully I get the 86 Dinobots soon. I'm looking around online for them because I wanna get as many Dinobots as I can, especially the 86 Dinobots. Hopefully they make the Studio Series live action movie Dinobots, like I stated in my previous video. If you guys want to watch that, link in the description down below. We have Studio Series Grimlock from Age of Extinction. Then we have Slash from The Last Night. Then we have this little Grimlock here, which was a gift from a friend for my birthday a couple of years ago, which is very nice. And for the Dinobot Adventures toy line, it was Predaking, which is a dragon or a Dinobot, Grimlock, and Slug. So that's pretty cool. And it's obvious that his face is modeled after Chase from Rescue Bots, and this one's modeled after Heatwave from Rescue Bots. that's kind of cool. Now over here we have the Predacons, and I don't have the Rise of the Beast Scorponok. I do not have the Rise of the Beast Scorponok yet. Hopefully I'll get them soon. So this is of course a mixture between Kingdom and the Legacy universe. In 29 I mean. So we have Magmatron, which is one of my tallest figures in my collection. We have Beast Wars Megatron, both original and Transmetal Dragon version. Tarantulas, Black Arachnia, Ractonite, Scorponok, Waspinator, Vertebrake, Shadow Panther, and Paleotrax. So those are my animal type Transformers, so category Transformers I should say. And over here is my green screen, which is not Transformers, but it's something I use to make my Transformer videos. So if you notice in some of my recent stop motions that I'm using green screen, this is what I usually do, and I usually bring it down past the table right here. Which, speaking of, on the table, here we have is what's going to be my combiner area. So far I only have two. So we have the Revenge of the Fallen Devastator. Now the only figure I do not have is Skipjack, but I've been looking for a while, haven't found a cheap one yet I can buy. And over here we have Menasor, which is pretty cool. Actually, no, I'll go back to Devastator. So for the individual components, we have Scrapper, Long Haul, Rampage, Overload, Scrap Metal, Hightower, Scavenger, and Mixmaster. So those are the individual components of Devastator. Pretty cool. And sorry, back over here we have Menasor. Now I do not have all the figures. Obviously you can tell there are two missing. I'm missing Breakdown and Wild Rider. But these are the ones I have so far. So I have Motormaster for the chest, Dragstrip, and Dead End. And I like having a little display here, a little stand here that I think it's a turret kind of thing for the gun. I like to keep the gun in hand because I reckon that's kind of pretty cool. And I also keep little guns from Dead End and Dragstrip on arms because I like to give him, I like to give Menasor some weaponry because I reckon that's cool. Now obviously, as you might have seen over here, I actually have some of these temporary tattoo things that I got for my birthday, which are really cool. Haven't used any of these yet because I haven't decided when I might want to put them on or which ones I might like to use. So there's a wide selection here, which I really love, and hopefully I'll, I get the chance to just wear a bunch of these, maybe at once, who knows. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. And that's for this side of my room, which is pretty cool. Yeah, still more to gain, of course, but let's move to the next section. So actually, before we move to the next section, I wanted to show you something that's also really cool. It's the Transformers 1 movie poster. Now, before I used to have the Rise of the Beast poster in here, but I currently don't have another frame. I'm going to be looking for another frame so I can have another Rise of the Beast picture as well, so I can have them both, because they are both my favorite movies. Transformers 1 is my now #1 since I've watched it, so it gets the poster here. I got the frame for Christmas last year, or the year before, but I got this poster last Christmas. And I was really, really happy about this because this is my favorite movie. And I'm so glad I got this because I said that I would get as many Transformer 1 things as I could because I absolutely love the movie. And I am hoping to do a discussion video about the movie soon. So if you are interested in hearing my thoughts about the movie, stay tuned. And here we are next to my bed. This is on my bedside table. And here on my bedside table, I have another little display area. This is for my both Terrans and Funko Pop and some other little stuff like that. So I'll start with the Funko Pops. So I have, from left to right, we have Soundwave, Jazz, Bumblebee, Mirage, and Optimus Primal. I am hoping to get more of these. I do like collecting the Funko Pops. Haven't collected or gotten for a while. I have seen a lot of the G1 figures for the Funko Pop, so I want to get those as well. I have a little Earthspark Bumblebee kind of like nightlight kind of thing, which is pretty cool. You just turn around here. There's a little button. There we go. Camera zoomed in. So you just push this button, and then he lights up, which is really cool. Sometimes I like to leave this on. Sometimes I'm just by myself. And it's like a little Bumblebee glowing. That's fun. I also have a little Transformers mask. There's only one side to it with the Autobot logo. It is a little small on me, but I still keep it anyway because it's Transformers and I love it. And I keep it right there. Actually, I'll move this aside. And here we have my Terrans. Now, there are two that I am currently missing that are available. which is the hashtag and aftermath. But those have not popped up at stores anywhere near me. So I am currently still on the look for them, but also looking online for them. And so yeah, this is my Terran family that I have. Because as I said, I don't currently have a shelf to mainly put them on. And I did want to put them with Autobots or Decepticons, since they are the own faction. So left to right we have Jawbreaker, Twitch, which was actually my first Terran, Thrash, and Nightshade, which Nightshade is actually my favorite Terran, because I reckon they're just so unique as a character. I just really love them. And I love the Terrans as a whole, the whole family, and the whole show of Earthspark I really, really love. It's not my favorite show, but to be honest, my favorite show is definitely Transformers Prime, hands down. That's the show that I grew up watching, but it's still a really good show in my opinion. And I know there's a lot of people who don't like Transformers Earthspark, but you know what? That's you. You know, you like what you like. I like what I like. And let's move JB out of the way. Here I have a little Autobot and Decepticon keychains, which if you watch my stop motion skits, you'll basically see this display just without the figures, because I like to have, you know, a little backdrop area. So I like to keep these pieces right here. So we have an Autobot and Decepticon keychain, and behind it is a Autobot and Decepticon coaster. There's some really nice little coasters that I take out sometimes, just enjoy my drinks, which is pretty cool. And behind them is a gift from one of my best friends. You've actually seen her in the previous video, the one where I watched Transformers 1 for the first time. This was a little birthday gift that she gave me this year. It's a nice little bumblebee. And I was going to put him with my other Autobots, but I decided, this is a special gift from a friend, so I'm gonna keep him here. So yeah, I just have him right here, and yeah, I have a little Google device right there that I just keep underneath. Kind of muffles the Google device a little bit, so you can't always hear me, but I don't care. I like the display here. Let's put JB back. Now I am also hoping to get little shelves that I can put in the corner of on this wall right here, and then I'll be able to display my Funko Pops and my Terrans up there. And also I hope to get another little shelf for BotBots as well, because I got a few of those I just keep stashed away. So yeah, that's my little display area on my bedside table, which is pretty cool. Now also up here I got a little Rise of the Beasts kind of like lanyard thing, which is pretty cool. Haven't used this yet, but I like to keep it right here. Just Autobot. Now, this right here is a little art project I made back when I was in primary school, in grade 6. It's supposed to be a pillowcase, and as you can see, it's not finished. I just never got around to finishing it. It was like ages ago. So I have both Autobots. I have both Autobots and Decepticons here. I tried to get as many names as I could. Some of them are spelled wrong because I had other kids in my grade try to help me, but I was the only one who knew about Transformers in my grade, I'm guessing, because I don't know. And so some of the names got wrong. So if you see a name that's not spelled right, or you don't know the name of, just know that it's probably a name you know, just just done wrong. I probably should have done this differently, but I'm happy with this. This is memories. Another art piece I got here is something I'm actually working on, which is a Hot Rod cosplay kind of design. I got the helmet right there with the little arm guards with the smokestacks, which is pretty cool. I got chest area here, which I'm currently working on. I did make a little... Oops. I made a little Autobot symbol right here, which I'm going to be painting soon. Super cool. And I just keep it rested on there. And behind that, I have a Hot Rod spoiler. And I've actually had this for a while now. but I've recently got back into working on it because there's actually a comic book kind of convention happening here in Brisbane, which is the Supernova comic book event, which I'm going to go to. So if any of you are in Australia or I don't know, like near Brisbane, and you want to see me or say hello, or if you want to hang out there as well, yeah, that's where I'll be. I'll be there, hanging out there. So if you ever see me, feel free to say hello. But yeah, that's a little project I'm working on. I'm pretty happy with it so far. And yeah, I've collected a lot of cardboard from this just to make it all work. I also forgot to mention, I have little kind of like leg guards there, so it'd be going on my legs. And I did make a makeshift shield because Hot Rod did have a shield in one scene of Transformers 1986. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on there. It's a little art project of mine. Now, I'm a Transformer fan just like any other, and just like any other Transformer fan, I like to keep the boxes. Yeah, I have my whole cupboard filled with boxes, and there is still plenty to go, and I am currently worried that I might be running out of space. So, in this back corner, I have Earthspark, Shattered Glass, Games, that's the box of Bombi I showed you earlier, YOLO Park, little mini kits, crossover figures, Rise of the Beast mainline, and the Funko Pops. There's also the Lego Optimus Prime and Bumblebee box in there. And yes, I've just got a whole bunch of... This is where I keep all my random boxes, but I am hoping to reorganize, and I'll show you why. So, here is where I keep all my Studio Series boxes. And there are still plenty to go. I'll try to get as much as I can in frame. It just keeps going all the way back there. It kind of looks like a city from this angle. For a camera, it kind of looks like it's an overview of a city, which is pretty cool. So yeah, those are my Studio Series, and yeah, so I need to reorganize my whole cupboard area so there'll be more area for this, and I'm gonna hopefully put it somewhere around here, so then I could continue to expand the Studio Series, but also still have some of these boxes, or all these boxes as well. So down here is the Netflix series and Legacy line. So way back in the corner over there, I have Earthrise. I sadly don't have any Siege figures. I'm still looking online for them. So we have Earthrise, we have Kingdom, then we have Legacy Evolution, and then I had to start on the next row because this row was getting too crowded. I have Legacy United. So I've got a few boxes from them, which is pretty cool. And here is my Rise of the Beast poster. I currently keep it right here because, like I said earlier, I don't have a frame yet. So once I get a new frame, then I'll be able to put this back up. Now, I also got this little toolbox thing I got for Christmas. I'm not a handyman kind of guy, so I use this for Transformer stuff. These are all accessories that I don't feel like I want to have on my shelves, or I just feel like is not something the character needs. So that's just what this whole thing's for. So here are all the big weapons that are too big for the characters, or feel like, I don't know, they could do without, or just like they can't hold. So I have a whole bunch of them there. Like we have a Matrix. I do have a piece of Mandroid. The only Mandroid pieces I have is this kind of body part, and it's his head is somewhere in here. Let's see if I can try to find it. Where are you, Mandroid? Ah, here we go. So I have that. These two came with Twitch. I was hoping to get more pieces with the Nightshade. However, I got the one without any Mandroid pieces, so I'm going to be looking online for another Nightshade with Mandroid. So I want a complete Mandroid, because I've started with Mandroid. I have his head, I have this thing. I'm like, yeah, I need to finish him now. In this drawer, I have all Blast Effects and Energon pieces. So there's the Lego Energon cube right there. There's some Blast Effects from the different characters. I got the Energon Fusion weapons with Blitzwing, which is pretty cool. So yeah, those are my Energon pieces right there. And down here are the characters, I have Lego minifigures and more of the weapons that are too big, because some of them are too big to be put in here, so I just keep in this one right here. Like, this is a combiner port for the Combiner Wars blot. Power of the Primes. Power of the Primes blot. And I will tell a little story about that one later. I also have the Gamer Edition Starscream and Skywarp mace weapons kind of thing. Well, also the spare hand accessories for my YOLO Park, Soundwave, and Megatron. And yeah, I also bought some minifigures for the Ghostbusters and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man for the Ectotron crossover with Transformers. Because I decided, since I've now got 2 crossover figures, I've got Ectotron and Gigawatt, I decided that I might as well get characters who match the movie with the Transformers, so they have little partners. Just a little, I don't know, it's just a little thing I started. Oh, and also, I have a little Slimer here. I used to display Ectotron with him. Hang on, let's see if I can... On camera, he looks a little weird. There we go. I used to have Ectotron displayed with Slimer. If it will... There we go. I used to have Slimer displayed with Ectotron. However, I was worried he was going to keep falling off, so I decided I'm just going to safely put him in here. That way the Ghostbusters that can take care of him. Bye-bye. So yeah, that's my little accessories. Now, in this Transformer pencil case, I don't have any utensils. Hang on, let's see if I can... 1 second. Alright. So in here, this little pencil case, I have all my BotBot figures. Because I'm not sure... I don't have a little shelf for them yet. Like I said, I want to make a little shelf in a corner. So this is where I keep my BotBot figures for now. Because I don't want to display them with my Autobots or Decepticons, since they are unaligned with any faction. So I said I'm just going to keep them here where they're safe for now. Over here we have the Decepticon throne that came with the Coronation Starscream. And here I have all cards, stickers, and little instruction booklets that came with the small core class figures. I like to keep them all in here, because I don't really like to keep the small packages for the core class figures, but I like to keep the cards. So yeah, and I do have Power of the Primes Jazz card in there, although I sadly lost my Jazz figure when I was really young, when he broke, which was very sad for me because I love Jazz. And yeah, also those are some of the stickers for the BotBots. And I also kept the little containers that the BotBots came in this little box right here. So they're all there, they're all empty. Yeah, so it's just all right there. And because I also love going to watch the Transformer movies, I've kept the receipts for the movies that I've gone to. Sadly, some of them have lost their ink, which is pretty sad. But I keep all of them here because they're very special. Because like, in a moments in time where I've watched the Transformer movies, and I was really happy with them. I used to keep them in this container right here. But I figured, I'm just gonna keep them out right here. Over here I have my little flight stands I use for my animations, which is pretty cool. I have the speed effects that I use for Blur that I made. If you ever watch my animations with Blur, you'll see that he has a little Blur streak that goes behind him. This is what it is. I just put it in between his legs and then animate him with that. And here I have the DVD collections of the Transformers series. Starting from the bottom, we have the 1984 series and the 86 movie. Then we have one DVD case of Transformers Energon, which I sadly have not watched the rest of the series, only the episodes in this case. Then we have the Michael Bay films with 2007, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, and The Last Night. All good movies in my opinion, I love them. But I really love the new Nightverse kind of more. This is more my favorite movies. So we have my top favorite movie, Transformers 1. Love this one. Actually, I might see if I can get more posters for Transformers 1 and get them framed. We have Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast. So these are my favorite movies of all time, along with the Michael Bay films and 1986 film. But it's Transformers 1 on top for me. And over here, I have a giant Transformer bag. If this will focus, hang on. see if I can try to get focus. Yeah, so this bag is a giant Rise of the Beast bag that keeps some. I keep some like decoration stuff in here because for my birthday this year, my parents got a whole bunch of Transformer decorations. So we decided that the ones that we can reuse, I'm gonna keep because it's just good. I love Transformers, and they know, my family knows I love Transformers, which is great. I also have the Transformers 1 movie novelization, which I need to get around to reading. I'm not that much of a reader, but this I definitely want to read. And I have read the Bumblebee book, so like ages ago. I'm just gonna put that there. And I have a little stickers and activity booklet here for Transformers 1. And then for these, just Transformer activity booklet, coloring and puzzle pad. And I have the Rise of the Beast calendar, which I used last year. And I'm looking online for a Transformers 1 calendar. Haven't found one yet. If you guys know if there is a Transformers 1 calendar, please let me know. And yeah, I'll give it a look. So that's my little cupboard area, which is pretty cool. And let's move on to the main event. And here we are. This is the biggest shelf in my Transformer collection in my room. And yeah, you can see there are tons of figures to go through. So let's go through them. I'll start with right up here. So up here is my kind of merchandise and other figure kind of shelves. So we have the Transformer Bumblebee mask that I did a tour review on in my 127th figure special, which you can go watch that, linked in the description down below. I also have the Bumblebee arm cannon and head from Revenge of the Fallen. I have these little Bumblebee, Megatron and Optimus Prime Pez dispensers. These little kind of, not really sure what you call them, but I got these little things. 2 Optimus Prime and 1 Megatron that came with these eggs over here. Oh, nearly awesome. I got this little Optimus Prime lollipop thing. This is a nice little gift from my dad that he gave me. You just push this up and then you put a lollipop in there. It's pretty cool. I like that. Here we have the Lego Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. I am actually decided that I'm going to do a live stream where I'm rebuilding these two. So if you guys want to watch a live stream where I rebuild these figures, then feel free to watch, you know, come on your own wish. I've also decided to put the little stands and, you know, stats right here for the two figures, because I reckon they're really cool. So, yeah. Now here, because it's more Transformer 1 merch, I have an Optimus Prime and B127 mug that I like to use sometimes for special occasions, and it's pretty cool. Here I have these kind of little egg things. They were pretty nice. And so that's why I got the Transformers, Optimus Prime, Megatron. I also got this really tiny Bumblebee. It's so incredibly small. Like, this is the size of my hand compared to Bumblebee. It's like, compared to Lego Bumblebee, that is incredibly tiny. And it's just adorable. Now I have these little matchbox cars of Optimus, Ironhide, and Bumblebee. These don't transform, but if you turn them up, boom! It's Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. Apologize if the camera is shaking a lot. I'm the steadiest of people. But yeah, I have a little. I'll show you Ironhide and Bumblebee as well. So this one is Ironhide. So he focuses. That's the best you can focus on that one. Here's the Bumblebee one. With it's not really accurate, but there's an Autobot symbol on the side. I don't mind that. And yeah, if you're wondering why some of the paint is scratched, it's because I've had these for like ages, since I was like really young. Here I have these two little pens, one for Optimus Prime, one for Bumblebee. And these little kind of knockoff keychains of Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Optimus Primal, and Mirage. And then I have this little mug, which is pretty cool. So yeah. Alright, now let's move on to the rest of the figures for the shelf. First I'm going to have a look at the I'm going to show you the Terracons. So this is my Terracon collection so far. So I've got Nightbird, Battletrap, and Scourge. And I'm hoping to get the DNA Designs upgrade kit for them, which would be pretty cool. Now behind them I have this makeshift kind of board here that I got from a folder to kind of block the sun, because I didn't want like something glaring through. So I got that right there, which is pretty cool. And over here we have, I decided to put this little Decepticon symbol. I made that Decepticon symbol, by the way. I decided to put that there to show that these two shelves are Decepticons and that one is Megatron and Galvatron. So we'll look at this one right here. Okay, so here we go for the first Decepticon shelf. So we have Blitzwing, Croc, Coronation Starscream, Soundwave, KSI Boss, YOLO Park Soundwave, Knockout, Crankcase, Mohawk, Helicopter and Camo Dropkick, Hyperdrive, Blackjack, Rumble or Frenzy, Rumble, Frenzy, let me fix Frenzy right there, Ravage, Ratbat, Bombburst. And so that's my first Decepticon shelf, and here's a closer look at my Decepticon logo. It's a lot more dark in person, I'm just trying to adjust the brightness. Yes, that's probably the closest you're gonna get. Because the other camera is showing off a little brighter than it normally is, but I actually made this myself, which is pretty fun. So yeah. Next we'll show the second Decepticon shelf. Here we are. So we have Skyquake, Focus, okay. Gamer Edition Starscream and Skywarp. I'm waiting for Thundercracker, which would be really cool. Earthrise Starscream, Bludgeon, Robots in the Sky Soundwave, Kickback, Blot, which I'll actually I won't tell it later. So I know Blot is actually a part of the Combiner team, however he's the only Power of the Prime's Combiner Abominus. He's the only Power of the Prime's figure of Abominus that I have. So yeah, so right now he's right over here, but once I get more of the crew, you know, his team, I'm going to put him over with the other Combiner teams, which would be really good, because I don't want to leave him by himself. And I also hope to get more of the Insecticons, so Kickback's not on his own. Next we have Sideways, Skullgrin, Decepticon Soldier, which I hope to gain more of. I want to get an army of them. Slipstream, Axle Grease, Ground Pounder. I think it's Aimless and Point Blank. Can I go with the camera? And this one is Point Blank, Aimless. Have to go into editing and make sure. They share the same design. And these two are actually, these were Starscream figures, but I custom painted them to be my own kind of little two Decepticon groups. And I was actually hoping to make it a trio, third one. So I made these what I call Dark Riders. So what I've done is I've changed the color scheme to make it like I put some black around it, and this caused a little pen mistakes, as you can see, because I was really young when I did this. So this one I labeled as Flamethrower and Rapid Fire. I was young when I made these, so like, yeah, and I hope to add a third one. Not sure what I might do, but because it's been a while since I've worked on those guys. Then here we have Sideways, and Iguanus, and Shadow Striker. So those are my Decepticon shelf. Part 2. So I have the 2 Decepticon shelves. Sometimes it's kind of tricky when I get more Decepticons, because then I have to figure out which shelf I want to put them on. Sometimes it bases off if there's a character on one shelf that I want to be next to I put him on that shelf. Like, I recently got the Skywarp like a few weeks ago, and I wanted to put him on this shelf because I have my Starscream, the same mold, and so once I get Thundercracker, I'll have to move some figures around to put them in between. So yeah. And here is my Megatron / Galvatron shelf. So here we have Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, Legacy Galvatron, Age of Extinction Studio Series Galvatron, Fractured Friendship Megatron, YOLO Park Megatron, and this was the gift from a YouTuber friend of mine. We were really good friends at the time when he gave me this. So the YouTuber's name is Caspi007, and when he gave me this, we were actually really good friends at the time. In fact, I was actually in a few of his older videos, and I definitely recommend that you go subscribe to him. He makes really good gaming content. So if you want, go subscribe to him. You know, shout out to Caspi007. Good job, buddy. And thank you again for Megatron. Yeah, because I don't have a lot of one-step changes. I prefer changing them with as many steps as possible. But I also love one-step changes as well, because it gives you that quick snap transformation as well. So I'm like mix. So thank you Caspi007. Shout out to you. And here we go, here are the Autobots. Now I'll first give you a quick look at my Autobot symbol. This one is a little different to the Decepticon one. This was actually drawn, not properly made. But I am hoping to make another one similar to the Decepticon one, so that's gonna be cool. Nice little project. So first I'll start with the first Autobot shelf. And because this has the same thing with the Decepticons, where it's split into two different shelves for more room. So for this one, we have Grapple, Hoist, Ultra Magnus, Hot Rod, Bulkhead, Elita 1, Ratchet, which was, this was the Death Pack Ratchet that also came with Brawn. That was just another friend. So that was the same friend who gave me the Bumblebee figure that I showed you earlier. She gave me 2 birthday presents that day, which was really lovely of her, so thank you to her. So that's Ratchet. Ironhide, Red Cog, which I hope to get more of as well. Ratchet, Trashmaster. I have the brothers, Sideswipe and Sunstreaker. I want to put them together. Wheeljack, aka Pablo. Dino, or Mirage, Drift, Huffer, Transformers Prime RC, Brawn, RC from the Bumblebee movie, RC from the Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee from Rise of the Beast, Smashdown, Road Handler, Swindler, Stakeout and Red Heat. So that's the first Autobot shelf right there. And now moving on to the second one. Here we have, this is going to be more darker because it's a little lower, but we have Blur, Cup, Brainstorm, Shatterglass Blaster, Dark Lizardman Ratchet, Ectotron, there's Jolt, Strong Arm, Studio Series 2007 Bumblebee, Cogman, Wheeljack, Roadbuster and Topspin, which I just need Leadfoot to complete the live action movie Wreckers. This one is Jazz, Shatterglass Goldbug, Top Shot, Flak, I believe that's how I pronounce his name. Gigawatt, this is the Back to the Future crossover. This one is the Ghostbusters crossover. That's Ectotron. It's Rewind from Shatterglass, partnered with that Blaster, which I have thought about putting him in this chest, but then you can't see him when he's in his chest, so I figured, he's going to be right there. Similar with the Soundwave cassette bots. We have Cliffjumper and Rise of the Beast RC. So those are my two Oddbot shelves. And now, moving on to the Prime shelf, or the Optimus Prime shelf. So here we are. I have a few Optimus Primes, and still many more to come. And in fact, there's actually another Optimus Prime, which is the Christmas Optimus Prime. However, I keep him in his Christmas box because it's not Christmas yet. I take him out when it's December, because that's Christmas time, not when Halloween decorations are up. For those of you who work in retail, you know what I mean. So, back here we have Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, then the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime, Fractured Friendship Optimus Prime, this is the Volvo Optimus Prime, Transformers 1 Optimus Prime, which I got when I first watched Transformers 1, and I'm still very happy. And I'm actually looking for the Megatron from the same Studio Series Transformer movie. This is Rise of the Beast Mainline Optimus Prime. And then this little Optimus Prime I got as a gift from my family, which is very nice. Now with the Fractured Friendship Optimus Prime and Megatron, I am actually planning to do a toy review on those two soon. So stay tuned for that if you want to go watch it. Now we have one more shelf view, and this is the Prime shelf. So this is any other character who is a Prime or has the title of Prime. So we have the Fallen from Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series, he's back there. We have Rodimus Prime, Sentinel Prime, and my first Generations Universe toy line, Vector Prime. And I am really hoping that we get more of the Age of the Primes figures, such as Solus Prime, Primer, Megatronus, Quintus, Amalgamus, and I think there was Onyx Prime. Yes, all the Primes that we have so far for the Age of the Primes toy line, I want to get as many as I want to get all of them, because I want to get the original 13 Primes. And I'm also looking online for the Origins, Hero Origins 2-pack with Orion Pax and Alpha Trion, so I can get Alpha Trion as well. So I'm just looking, there's a bunch of figures I am looking out for online. So, yeah, trying to find the cheaper option. I am very happy with how far I've come with my Transformer collection. I have been a Transformer fan for as long as I can remember. Transformers has always been a part of my life, and the fact that I have these many Transformer fans is probably a clear indication that I might have some kind of addiction. Maybe. But I don't care. I love Transformers, and it is just a great passion of mine, and I know many other Transformer fans feel the exact same way. My total of Transformer figures is 191. Yeah, I have 191 Transformer figures, and I do not intend to stop. Transformers it's my life. It's made me who I am today, and I don't think I would be the man I am today without it. So for those of you who also love Transformer fans, make sure to keep your love and respect, and keep your addiction of the Transformers, because never be ashamed of what you love, because what you love is what makes you you. So stand by that. Stand by yourself. And so that's the start, and so that's the collection update for the start of the year 2025. I will be doing an update later in the year. There might be some changes around to the room. I do plan on moving stuff around, getting more shelves, so you'll be able to see that all eventually later. if you would like to watch my very first collection video, I will put the link in the description down below in case you want to see that. Feel free to go ahead and watch it if you want. It's your choice. So, if you notice any Transformer figures in my collection that caught your eye, or Transformers that you want me to talk about or possibly do a toy review on, let me know, because I am looking out for more projects to do, because I know I've been pretty inactive on YouTube lately. I've been focusing on other stuff, and so I've been getting back into it, and I'm really happy to be doing this, because this is what I love. I love making videos. This is always fun for me. So yeah, I will really love to do a Transformers toy review. I am planning to do a toy review on the Fractured Friendship 2-pack with Orion Pax and Megatron. So feel free to watch that when it comes out. That will be coming out sometime soon. And what else? So I'm also going to be doing a live stream soon, where I'm going to be rebuilding the Lego Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, like I mentioned earlier. So if you want to join that, if you want to watch me do that, and if you want to talk to me, feel free to. I'm happy to interact with anyone, because I want to connect with you guys. I reckon it'd be really fun. So keep an eye out for that if you want. And so yeah, that's what I've got so far. I also have a discussion video update on Transformers 1. So keep an eye out for that one as well if you want. And so that's what I've pretty much going on so far. I do have other projects in mind. I do have other projects in mind that I want to do. So I'll also be working on those. So stay tuned if you're following the channel and you like what I do. And if you do like what I'm making, what I'm putting out, thank you so much. I love the support. So with all of that out of the way, that is my collection update for 2025 at the start of the year so far. And so I really hope you enjoy this video. Stay tuned for more. And I am Mr. Mighty reminding you guys to begin yourself.